Oh, yeah.
Trust them. Okay, so looking through some stuff. Oh, it's interesting. Sea Devils.
Oh, that's nice.
There's some cool covers in here. Look at this one particularly with the sub there, like detangled in the spider's web. That's a cool cover.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, mid-grade 5.5, $40, reasonable. They contain some pretty damn good covers. You know, like I said, that's the cover appeal of a title like this. I mean, I'm not a big Sea Devils fan, but when
sure,
you're
yeah.
getting good covers like this, I mean, you know, why not?
Yeah.
That's exactly. Yeah. No, I have 2 kids, so therefore I have to have 2 kids. I try not to work more than like 8 hours.
See, I have like
Next Man, yeah, for Dark Horse. He did this series here, and it's got some good classic John Bernhardt. Issue number 0 right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this one. Yeah, in number 1 issue here. Very
That's
cool.
nice, yeah.
It's embossed. Yeah, and Dark Horse, one of the big
indies.
Big indies. Yeah, they're a major minor, as they would say. Cool covers. John Bernhardt, you can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of our Thanos boxes. So,
Yeah. Do you like that footage?
Oh, that was great. That was footage from this year's December
Con. It's actually called Fan Days.
Fan Days,
But
yeah,
we call it December Con. It's the largest one-day
day.
convention in Canada, put on by the same people that put on the Fan Expo.
Informa, don't want to give them extra
Yeah.
press, but yeah, it's their kind of way of giving back to the fans in the sense of having like a low price $10 one-day entry fee, considering the entry cost for both the Toronto Comic Con and Fan Expo.
Yeah. And it is a pretty good con. I mean, it's a lot of different dealers there.
Yeah, not as many variety, for example, as the Toronto Comic Book Show, of which the episode we just posted.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what? You get a bit of everything, as they say, and it was happy hunting for me. So much so in a certain genre that all 3 segments that I'll be talking about, we're going to be talking about good girl covers.
Yeah, for sure. Nice. So, I know that you did pretty well. How about you, Mike? How'd you do?
I did very well, and oddly enough, it's one vendor that I hit up, and I've gotten some really big books from this guy in the past. He's awesome. Anyway,
Cool.
I'll show you.
Yeah. Now me, not so much.
Not so much.
But anyways, I enjoyed it. I had a great time. So let's not waste any more time here. Let's get started, Jose. You're starting with not so much a comic, but a really nice hardcover book you just recently picked up.
Yeah, this is an art book that was a gift for my birthday back on December 13th. My good friend Steve picked up this Fiction House book, From Pulps to Panels, From Jungles to Space. It's a beautiful book about the history of Fiction House, my favorite source for good girl art. And like I said, it's an invaluable commodity for anybody who's into buying good girl art. Fiction House, one of the main purveyors of good girl art in the 40s and 50s. It's beautiful, it's got great, and it's also the bonus, it's got a separate thing on the art of one of my favorite cover artists, Joseph Doolin. It's got some unused covers that were never used, but there were proposals, the pencils for them.
Oh, wow.
And it's got beautiful copies of both the finished cover art and the original pencil sketch, and you can see where some revisions were made. It's really cool. It has less text than I would have hoped, in the sense that it gives you a little bit more than basic chronology of the history of Fiction House, although I would not call it extensive. Although I will say I haven't seen a lot of information on Fiction House. Maybe their archives and their records were lost or destroyed. Who knows? But it gives you a basic breakdown of all the major artists, the chronology of the stories, and then it gives you some reprints from the various the titles and specific storylines. So you'll get from the main ones, from Planet Jumble, all the main ones, Rangers, and Fight Comics, and it gives you also. The thing that I took away, the biggest took away, and some people, might consider, someone on PC collecting good girl cover art in the sense of objectifying women. What I was interested to find out is how many women were part of Fiction House, not in minor clerical or administrative positions or doing cleanups or layouts or lettering, but an actual writer. One of the co-editors and writer was a woman, and they had great women cover artists. One of my favorites, Lily Renee. So. The biggest takeaway, how progressive they were at a time where maybe men were scarce because this is during the wartime too, but how leading positions women had at Fiction House in the creation, both from the back and the front, from the storylines, from the writers, and right from the great covers. So really? Invaluable edition. It's available on the web right now. Unless you have a really good local comic shop or bookstore that you can pick this up at. And it's a great gift and a great intro, and we'll be showcasing some Fiction House Golden Age good girl art. So let's get to it.
Cool. That's a beautiful book, Jose. I'm very jealous. Okay, so in keeping with our format, as we've been doing lately, we're going to start with one of the newer acquisitions that Jose picked up at December Con, and this is, wow, that's a really nice Catwoman. Wow, Jose, that's really fantastic.
Yeah, it's by my favorite modern artist, Adam Hughes. Yeah, he's become one of the titans of the comic book industry, and that fame continues to grow with each new cover that he publishes. He's become widely known in the industry as the master of modern good girl covers, a practice that has been alive and well all the way back to the Golden Age. Sometimes not called cheesecake in the modern age, which is a term that I've used, but I'm on the fence about. Adam has put his pen to virtually every hot girl character in comics one can imagine, and he does so in a manner that mixes both the demure with the sexy, which I believe is one of the secrets of his success. His understanding of form and movement, though, is I think what sets his mastery apart from the hacks that just draw sex covers, of which there are myriad, and of which I am a guilty consumer from time to time. We all have those our secrets.
Oh, really, Jose? Really?
Cinescope, tarot,
we all
we all have that.
Guilty.
We're all guilty.
From
Come on,
time to
let's
time.
not be hypocritical about that,
Consensus
boys.
guilty on that.
Yeah, now, I think it's common knowledge in the popular culture that the comic book medium has often been the form of overly sexified and overtly exaggerated women. Now, while there is certainly an extenuation of such things by Hughes, there is retained in the end, for lack of a better word, a certain class which I believe is the allure to his work over those others. I believe his mature style to be an amalgam of Norman Rockwell and Antonio Vargas, two great mid-century popular illustrators best known for their work on the Saturday Evening Post and Playboy magazines respectively. Now, Adam began in the late 80s on a rather lengthy run of Justice League of America from issues 31 to 52, as well as lesser-known titles. And the work he was producing in those years throughout the early 90s is kind of a slightly different animal, producing what we would not be known for later on. Now, through the early 90s, it's a slightly different animal, okay? In 92-93, he did some work on classic X-Men and Vampirella. And this is where the germination of what Hughes would quickly become known for, we are talking about, take root. Shortly thereafter, in the early 2000s, he solidified his renown with incredibly impressive runs on Wonder Woman, Catwoman, with a sprinkling of Satana and Power Girl mixed in. Since then, there really has been little looking back for him. Regardless of the decade, one aspect of his work that pervades all of his covers, however, is clean and elegant line work. The primary difference between his early work and that which he now produces is mainly due to the coloring. With modern coloring, Hughes' work now has a new life. It's nearly impossible to not look at. Personally, I think it's simply quite gorgeous. And as a result of his alluring style, though, many of Adam's most sought-after covers are high-dollar variants, and even any of his best covers have gotten up in price wise really quickly.
Yeah.
There are some though that I think one can sneakily snag under the radar that are amazing values at the moment right now. So here's some of the Hughes covers that I snagged at this year's December Con. Now, for this first flight of 3 books, I'm featuring DC's famous Adams work on Catwoman title. I did some hard dickering with one of the kind of vendors that's known to be a bit of a car salesman. I did the old, this is my last money, I'm gonna go, and like,
You're talking about 1,000 comics?
a million comics.
A million comics? Yeah, that guy.
I waited a couple of 3 hours into the thing, and I mean, I think he had $12, $15, and $18 respectively, if my memory correct. So
Yeah.
about $45 for these 3 books, I think. I came back to him. I said, you know what? I'm leaving now.
Yeah.
I got $30. So we take $30 for the 3 books, and of course, I took the $30 bucks. I got each of these books for a tenner.
Do we get to see what's underneath there at some point?
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about this first one, my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, he had $18 Canadian on this one. Like I said, I paid $10. October 2005, beautiful Audrey Hepburn-like Selena Kyle cover. A tough black cover to snag. So collectors, be picky about it. Don't buy a copy with any visible color break. If I can say the tiniest little flaw, it's got some slight blunting or rubbing on the bottom spine, but I mean nothing like to get over.
Yeah.
Sharpish corners, nice clear Scott, no visible breaks on the spine. An easy 9294.
Cool.
The Overstreet for the 899.2s are $13, $18, and $22 US for this book. So the second one is a couple of issues later, Catwoman 48. To start out with such great covers. I mean, he started in the early 40s, I think. So this is his first, 5, 6 covers here from December of 2005. Another attractive Audrey/Catwoman cover with Selena sexy silhouette backlit against the Gotham cityscape. Hard not to like.
Hard not to like that, yeah.
Yeah, this
Pick that
also
one up
is
too.
individually in the Overstreet for the 8, 9, and 9.2s. It's $5, $6, and $8 US. I guess these are all 9294 copies. And
Wait, don't pull it away yet, because when you're saying the prices, I got to put the prices at the side, so you got to give people a chance to look at those prices.
Oh,
Give me
sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Give him a
All
second.
right, now you can pull it away now.
Okay, I could mention that
Yeah.
I picked this one up at the con as well.
Cool.
Oh, good style, yeah.
All right,
so
come on.
there,
Continue.
now we can
Now
pull it away.
continue on.
The last one, Catwoman 72 from December 2007, featuring DC's Mistress of Magic, none other than Satana. Now, with Deadline.com reporting that Warner Brothers is working on developing a solo Satana film, I'm a buyer. Again, from the latest 48th Overstreet price guides, the 8, 9, and 9.2 price breaks for this are $6, $8, and $10 US in the 8, 9, and 9.2 grades. So
Cool.
a nice cover to pick up.
So the word is good on the new Captain Marvel film. They're making a Zatanna film. Am I ever gonna get a Dazzler film?
If you wait long enough,
Eventually.
you may at one point, Paul.
Eventually.
I'm a big fan of the Dazzler. You know
Okay, so I got 3 indie works here from Adam Hughes in the next cycle.
that. Okay, so that's it. Are you done?
Yes, for this cycle.
Okay, cool. Jose, those are great books. Thanks for bringing them in. Okay, so we went for the 3 Main Street books. Now we're going to 3 indie books. Like Jose said, he starts with 3 mainstream, now 3 indies. And the first one is from I guess a printer that is usually known for baseball cards.
Yeah, baseball card collectibles, hockey cards, sports collectibles. Yeah, we'll feature the Adams indie work. This first one is Lady Rawhide, issue number 1, special edition from June of 1995. I would say a good, not great Hughes cover featuring kind of a female, basically Zorro type character.
Yeah?
Yeah, nicely depicted on the cover, warm overall hue, color, and form. I mean, it's good. I paid $8 Canadian. Raw copies are dropping for $5, $10 US for this title.
Now I'm assuming, Jose, I'm assuming this is just pure cover appeal. That's why you're picking them up,
cover
right?
appeal and picking up his early work.
Yeah.
Second one here, now we're getting more mid-style, and this is when you're really seeing that coloring come in.
Yeah.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider issue 49. This is Top Cow Comics, released under the Image imprint from February of 2005. What can I say? Great action cover as Lara faces off against 2 powerful enemies, the exotic Lady Jasmine and the evil industrialist J. Bradley Allgood. In the story Vendetta here, nice little details like the bullet holes in the side of the car, the shells flying, and that freaking flaming wheel from probably a car that's blown up.
Yeah.
What can I say? Excellent good girl and action cover.
You know, the thing is, I'm sorry, before you take that one away, I'm going to just bring up a topic here. See, I've got like 1,000 books sitting under my bed that I would never dream of showing. And among those books is a couple of real nice Tomb Raider covers that I've never actually shown. And not only is the covers really fantastic, but the artwork inside is fantastic as well. So if you're going to start showing stuff like this, I'm going to go under my bed, dig out some of that stuff that I never thought anybody would be interested in.
Well,
you
you
should
should
always
picking up
should
stuff
have.
at cons, so
anything.
I just can't believe with that selection and that variety and that pretty decent pricing that you couldn't pick up one, not
Yes.
even a one single book.
Sorry,
But
dude.
you've already got a few of these.
All
you
right,
should
well,
be
let's
sure.
All right, let's go on, let's go on,
We want to
let's
finish
go,
this
let's-
segment, for God's sakes.
Let's
You
go.
too. Red Sonja number 7, Dynamite, also from 2005. Well, probably my favorite Hughes cover in that it gives you that snapshot that tells a story. I love the expression on Sonja there with those bug eyes, just tearing into her shoulder where the guy's poking her with his finger.
Yeah.
This is what I mean where I can play like Rockwell, who could tell a story in just a single shot. It's like, you know what, she's walking into this bar, you know, it's on an adventure, and these ruffians just come up to her, it's like, point, hey girlie, what you gonna do? And just, you can just imagine her like reaching back, punching the guy with her mug, and it's fist flying and punching the other guy, breaking his nose. You know, it tells a great story of a moment right before everything's gonna break loose. $15, what can I say, 10? I mean, raw copies online are going for 25 to $80 US.
Really?
What they're getting is, I don't know, but it's going to be between that range. So for $15 Canadian, what can I say?
I wonder why this particular number 1 will command those prices, because Red's, I mean...
This is number 7 issue, by the way.
Oh, it's number 7,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm getting old, my eyesight's going... Well, anyways, yeah, that's pretty spectacular,
It's
impressive.
a spectacular cover. And again, it's what I call the chiaroscuro effect. Chiaroscuro is kind of like a fine art term for defining the interplay of areas between light and dark.
Yeah.
And you get this dimly lit kind of like bar with the candlelight reflecting off her midriff there kind of thing.
Yeah.
It brings to mind from one of my favorite old master painters, Michelangelo Merisi de Caravaggio, who was famous for using light and dark to create that cinematic pop, wow effect, dramatic,
Yeah.
like boom. You got it here in Hughes, and I don't differentiate the high and low art. Some people could say like you're comparing a comic book cover
Yeah.
to, you know, works by a fine Baroque master from the 17th century. What I'm saying is
Talk
the
about the
understanding
light.
of creating a scene that is lit so well that, you know, there's so much interest in the thing
Yeah.
that captures a snapshot of a moment. This title does it for $15. What can I say, man?
Yeah. It actually kind of reminds me of the second last sequence in the Heavy Metal film, where that female warrior walks into
Oh,
that bar,
Tana,
Yeah.
yeah.
and those thugs
The
approach her.
cantina scene, like from Star Wars, like, you know, the
Yeah,
band is
yeah.
playing there, and those guys come and been challenged her.
And she,
Totally.
She absolutely kicks the living snot out of them.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
this is that snapshot of a moment before the kick-ass whoopery begins.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyways, those are really great indie books, Jose. Thanks for bringing them in. Okay, next up we got Eagle-Eyed Oog, and he's doing a 3-for as well. Now, is this like a bargain book sequence you're going to be doing? Or
This is a bargain book sequence. All of my books mostly were bought from one dealer. And
Yeah.
I want to mention just a shout out to Chris Rains. As you know, he watches a lot of our videos.
Yeah?
He deals in
Are
toys.
you talking about Chris Reynolds?
Reynolds, sorry,
Okay, yeah.
Chris Reynolds. He not Chris. Yeah, he's also a dealer in toys. So the guy who's got the eye for the best bargain.
Actually, he
We
just...
ran into him,
Yeah.
okay, and he said, "I bought all of my books from the same dealer." Same here.
You ran into him because he just posted on our latest video that, you know, hey, I missed you guys. I was here. What time were you guys here at?
He's
Did
talking
you
about
talk to him?
the Toronto Comic Book Show, no, but we,
Oh, Toronto Comic
Yeah,
Book Show.
yeah, I know.
we didn't see him at the
Yeah.
Toronto Comic Book Show. We
But
saw
we-
him at December Con.
That's
and
right.
he did. He came up to me with just a boatload of books. He bought them all at
Wow.
one
At the same dealer, and I said, "I bought all of my books from the same guy."
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So here
So-
they are.
Yo,
But
Mark,
anyways, I digress. You digress. Let's get back to the story.
All right,
Marvel
so
2
what
in
we're
1.
talking about, Marvel 2-in-1 number 4. So what's cool about this is that this was a $3 Canadian book, or $2.25 US.
Yeah?
All right, without even getting into the price, this is a Gil Kane and Joe Sinnott. This is July '74. You know, this is a continuity whole thing with them. First appearance of Andy Christopher, 8 appearances in total. The Zoms, which were used 6 times throughout.
Yeah.
Monster of Badoom only a couple times, and Terran. This is the first appearance of Terran, who's shown up in the Marvel universe about 19 times. So this is a pretty key book
Well, it's a minor key,
for
but yeah,
such
that's
a
some
dirt cheap
Yeah.
price. And, you know, I give it about a 7. Oh,
grade
come on.
wise, it's not too bad. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah, it's a nice pickup for that price point. You can't argue it.
Dude,
Cool.
you know, and realistically, yeah, $15 you could probably get for it.
So again, this falls into the thing. Would you buy this for $5? Yeah, I'd buy it
Sure,
for $5.
sure.
Sure.
Oh, this is all of that. Only it's $3.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's all of that.
perfect.
Only is $3. Again, how
Okay.
many times have I shown? Would you buy that for $5? Only I paid $3
Yeah,
for Action
yeah.
Comics. Number 392. I've been picking up. It's like it's almost like a run starting here. Again, you know your cover is Kurt Swan. It's classic Kurt Swan. September 1970. Again, same price paid.
$5.
Worth about 20.
$5.
No, $3 Canadian or $2.25 US.
Oh,
This
wow.
guy was
Really?
underselling our usual
Yeah.
savers.
That's
and
good,
that's the
yeah.
thing. And the thing is, it says on the realm that it's worth about $22. Now, I just checked eBay. I see 5.5s going for $18. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, all
There's,
day long,
money to be
that.
made on
all
that
day
book too.
long.
Cool. That's
Gotta
that theme so
love
cool.
that. And then
Wow.
I
Hey, I like this cover, man.
Yeah, I
Give me
like
some
that.
good girl.
had to pick up something a little different that I don't know anything about, and I got to
Okay.
do some research about. Challenge of the Unknown number 45. Again, now this one goes up in scale. This is like apparently on the realm 41.25. The guy's probably got it less. This is from September 65 though.
Yeah.
Probably got more Bob Brown covers than all of you guys put
Bob
together.
Brown, yeah.
It's another Bob Brown cover.
Not to be mistaken with Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston.
Yes,
And we've
exactly.
done that before,
And
Paul.
you mentioned that before. Okay.
Every time I hear his name, I gotta do it.
Okay, but it says multi-women. And now Wiki's got this wrong. Wiki's got this as her first appearance. It is not her first appearance.
What's her first appearance?
First appearance is in number 34.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it's a second appearance?
So Wiki's got it all wrong on that one.
Okay.
So second or third, I don't even know. I'm not sure. But the Challenger's first appearance was in Showcase number 6, 1957.
Yeah.
So they've been around for a bit.
That's a big Kirby book, man. It's a some
Yeah.
people consider it a precursor of Fantastic Four, really, that book, yeah. And this is a great, well, you know, maybe evil girl, but definitely from a good girl perspective, ooh, nice pickup. This is the one I'd take from it. And you paid how much for this one again?
$2.25,
Yeah.
baby.
Really? Wow, wow.
It's
Yeah.
like they're disrespecting the 12-cent cover.
I know.
I get it. It's kind of like a run book, but I still don't
A
understand.
rum book that's got some great good girl appeal, man.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $5.
For sure, for sure. Great books,
Totally.
Mike. Thanks for bringing them in.
Yes, yes.
Did you get the entire Eternals run?
Everything
No,
that they
just
had.
everything that they had. And then like
Yeah.
the Captain Marvels were $3, and I was like, sure, I'll take
Want to like save the
They're low numbers too.
Yeah.
They're great grade.
Yeah.
like first
Oh, I've got that one.
Liberty Legion when Marvel premiere.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool. It's like a Ms. Marvel versus the Skrulls and Spider-Man or whatever.
Okay, next up we got High End Jose, and you know what? This is probably, of all the books you picked up the con, the one that I found the most striking. I'm actually very jealous of this, Jose, man. This is absolutely fantastic. I just love that 10-cent cover. Really well done.
Recognize the artist Reed Crandall?
Yeah,
man. Remember the
absolutely.
recent episode we showcased like King Comics Flash Gordon?
Yeah.
Same great artist. Yeah. This is Blackhawks issue 42 from July 1951. Yeah. Minor key in the sense it's the first appearance, of course, of the Iron Emperor. Now, this long-running series was first published by Quality Comics and later by DC Comics, starting with issue 108. It was created primarily by Chuck Cadera with input by Bob Powell and industry legend Will Eisner. Now, for first appearance of aficionados, the Black Hawk characters first appeared in Military Comics issue number 1 from August of 41. Now, I think everyone needs a Will Eisner book in their collection, but of course, of that one, very few of these come up for sale. But a CGC 4.0 very good copy just sold for $3,000. Now, the previous last sale was last year in 2018 that also sold for $3,000 US, but that was for a CGC 6.5 Fine Plus mid-grade copy. What that tells me is that that book is on the ups with the Spielberg movie slated for production. Now, the Blackhawks' career has spanned more than 70 years, making them some of the longest-lived characters in the comic book universe, period.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, one of the first teams in comics, they laid the groundwork for later, better-known teams like the X-Men. The Blackhawks began their career in World War II, fighting the Axis powers. After the war, they found new foes, first in the communist threat and later in countless superpowered criminals. Led by a mysterious man known only as Black Hawk, the Black Hawk Squadron are a small team of World War II era ace pilots of varied nationalities, each typically known under a single name. Now, though the membership roster has undergone changes over the decades, the team has been portrayed most consistently as having 7 core members, which can be seen as cameos on this cover next to the Black Hawk title. Interesting cameos, of course, there is if you're a PC person, like the Chop cameo there is kind of like almost a caricature in the sense that, oh my god, if you're PC kind of thing, Dumbo ears, the little ponytail with pigtail, and the big buck teeth and slit eyes, oh my god. But keep in mind, of its time, this is from the early 50s. I mean, 6 years after World War II, there was very kind of still racial animosity. That's reflected in popular culture. One of my favorite Audrey Hepburn movies, Breakfast at Tiffany's, has that awful Mickey Rooney, Mr. Hashimoto.
I knew you were going to mention that one.
I mean, it's such a great movie that's really marred.
And it's not it's
a racist character. Anyway, we digress, okay? Now, believe it or not, at the height of their popularity in the early 40s, the Black Hawk titles routinely outsold most other comic books except for Batman. Superman. So all except the biggest one. Yeah, the title shares the unique distinction of being just one of 4 comic book characters to be published continuously in their own title from the 1940s through the 1960s. Of course, the others being Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. The comic series has spawned a film serial, a radio series, a novel, and most importantly for comic book collectors, a future Steven Spielberg produced feature film.
Cool.
What can I say? The obvious, this issue has a great cover by the great Reed Crandall. I have a weakness for robot covers, and this cover prominently features the Iron Emperor. Yeah, he's a robot standing 15-20 feet tall, which was built by a Dr. Nerda to conquer the small kingdom of Voslia. The Iron Emperor was bulletproof and possessed superhuman strength. It carried a spike club or morning star, and it could easily best all of the Blackhawks at the same time in hand-to-hand combat. I guess as the royal physician, Dr. Nerna presumably hastened the death of the king of Voslia, who wished to bestow democracy upon his people. The Iron Emperor succeeded in conquering the kingdom, but was eventually destroyed by the king's old friend, the Black Hawk, using explosives. He's not a one and done. I believe he appears again in Black Hawk issue 61.
But you just told everybody the story, right? So now if they read it, they'll know how it ends.
Well, good luck finding this book, because as of right now on the Old Bay, there are no copies available for sale.
Yeah?
This sweet robot cover was found amongst a small pile of 60 DC romance comics at Michigan dealer Harley Yee's stall this year. Yeah, condition 1 has great eye appeal, despite being, in my opinion, about a VG plus 4.5 grade. Managed to snag it for $50 Canadian, which with current exchange rates is something less than $35 US. What I do in collecting, I get focused. I go using a source like, the Grand Comics Database, Comic Book Realm, Go Collect, and check out a title, check out the covers, do a high fidelity, make a top 5-10 list of the kind of like the best good girl covers that you can I scored a 1 in the top 5. And just for viewers, if you're curious what the top 5 for Jose's for good girl covers from the Black Hawk title, starting with number 5, number 30 from April 1950. It's got this hot evil Asian girl on the cover in classical dress.
Yeah.
Very kind of like opposite of good girl, bad girl cover. Number 4, Number 24 from April of 49. He's got a Captain Blackhawk jumping through the window with girl escaping his pursuers kind of cover. Great. Number 3, of course, was mine, copy number 42. The runner-up, number 2, issue number 32 from August of 50, is got a terrific, funky fishing monster with girl cover. And number 1, and this is specifically listed in the Overstreet Guide,
Yeah.
issue number 20 from August of 48. It's got the what I call the Regoth female sacrificial bondage cover by Reed Candle. It's an expensive book, even in the lower grade.
Yeah.
So that one's probably out of my realm. But hey, managing to snag one of my top
of your
5
top
good
5,
girl covers from the Blackhawk title. She's got the classic
Yeah.
hand to the head in full-throated scream mode under the Iron Emperor's arm there. It's a great classic good girl cover. Picked up for $50. What can I say?
So it's safe to say that going forward in the Comic Cons, you're going to be looking for the following Blackhawk covers: number 20, 24, 30, and 32. Would I be correct there?
You would be correct.
Nice.
Fantastic book, Jose. Thanks for bringing it in.
Hoy hoy.
Okay, next we got Big Mike, and he's stepping up his game. You're going to the more expensive books that you picked up at the December Con, right?
Absolutely. Anytime I can get a Neil Adams cover, you got to jump on it.
Neil's the man.
It's going to have a little bit of a premium, especially when it's from 1967.
Well, there's collectors out there that's all they do is collect Neil Adams covers.
And this is a fairly high grade. I mean, I really looked at this closely. You know,
So,
a VF,
yeah.
you know.
For a late Silver Age book, when you're getting it above at least a VF or higher, you're doing very well.
I tell
For
you.
that kind of stuff, 8s are the new 9s, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, if you see the gap in value between the lower ones, there's in the higher as
there is
well, right?
compression there, so
Yeah,
they can
so-
score a VF-looking copy for not too much. Then you're doing very well.
So you see 35 or something like that on the cover, which is 26 and a quarter US. First one and done of Shang-Chi, which is kind of cool. You know, whatever. It's not a big deal, but
Still a cool Neil Adams cover.
very cool, very cool. And
Yeah, the collectability factor is definitely the
you
Neil
know,
Adams
even
cover.
even if you dropped, say the guide had that cut in half, it's still profitable.
Yeah, no.
As far
Yeah,
as what the guide would have, like if it were like if they had it at 30.
Yeah, yeah.
This is something to talk about here.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow, this looks really nice.
I
high grade.
love the Amazing Spider-Man.
You know how I battle. And you had just mentioned, yeah, he's got webs underneath his arms because he's kind of like flying right now. Not all of the drawers did for him.
This is a Romita cover, isn't it?
The quality, the grade it looks really
I
spectacular.
love the
too.
London location with Big Ben in the background and the
Yeah.
Tower of London
Oh
bridge
yeah,
there. Cool cover.
he goes to England. He's following Mary Jane. Apparently, I don't want to get into the story and all that, but it is a Romita cover.
Yeah, of
Sal
course.
Buscema and Artie Simek are all credited for this cover. Again, April '71, filling in the run. Might as well, that it rhymes. I paid again. Look at the price. 35, and it has a little thing there underneath. I didn't want to take it out yet. And it says high grade now. Let's not get fooled. It's not a 9 or a 9.5 or
Still a
something
higher
like that.
grade.
But it is definitely an 8. Easily an 8.
Yeah, I would agree.
At 26 and a quarter,
That's a no-brainer.
the Realm's got it as 144. Okay, a little
That's
bit of
a
an
little
argument.
high.
A little high. Yeah, a little high. But I went to eBay. What are they dropping for at eBay? I don't see anything as high as an 8. But I do see 7.5s going for around 80, 90, close to 100 bucks.
US, yeah.
So US. So, you know, it's I wouldn't say 144, but what I say is $100 book for
Now,
a
but
three
again,
bagger. I would say it's a three bagger.
just to be clear here, just because someone asks 150 on eBay doesn't mean they're going to get it.
But
No,
you
sold
checked
for,
it-
sold for.
Yeah.
Check the 3 months sold for rating is
sold
what he
for
said.
rating.
All right,
That's
fair
what
enough.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that seemed like a reasonable price of what it would be around approaching an 8, kind of like
And
80
it
bucks.
just seemed odd that I pulled this out and said, yeah, I'll take this. And
I mean, it goes without saying that the
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 1 to 100 run is probably the most collectible
Collected.
run in all of comic
Of
books.
Yeah.
all, exactly.
and
So,
there I am,
So you cannot lose having that
Yeah,
factor
yeah.
just alone.
being patient and then just pulling one in that
yeah.
I don't have. I'm so happy about that. That's my absolute
yeah. And
best of the best right
I would
there.
say of all the Amazing Spider-Mans you've shown, Mike, and you do have quite a few of them, this is probably one of the highest I don't know if the highest grade one you've ever shown, but definitely one of the higher grade ones.
And it's really
Yeah,
super
I would
nice for me,
say-
the action cover too, man.
Yeah.
I will say it's got a lot
mean,
of cover. You can afford to go higher
run
grade on
books-
the run books.
Run books though, usually they come in at 7 or 7.5s.
We're gonna
This
be
is an 8.
rich.
So this is actually one of the higher graded.
I think the
Run
steepest
books that
discounts
I
come
have.
with the run books, even
Yeah.
in their higher grade when it comes to selling them. The dealers,
Yeah.
they take up space. They probably want to just move along, and that's where you see the steepest discounts if you're shopping
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
How much?
Okay, guys, we got to cut it short. We're running out of time here. This is becoming a real long video. Well, you got something else? Just if you got.
No,
something
that's
else?
it.
Yeah?
I'm good.
Okay, sorry, don't even speed it up, but we are really rambling on tonight. That's for sure.
The
Okay.
why?
Mike, that's a spectacular book. It really is, and I'm jealous as hell. Thanks for bringing it in.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Jose is finishing off the night here, and he never fails to disappoint. And wow, Jose, I don't even know what to say. Not only you're showing two 10-cent covers, Fiction House, right?
Yeah, that Kanga and Sheena. Yeah, this is my golden age good girl cover. So we got Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, issue number 10. From winter 1950. I've checked out the Grand Comics database and the comic book realm. They both got Joseph Doolin with a question mark. I believe it is a Joseph Doolin cover, and it's actually cool, and that's why I mentioned that book. It's got a special section on Joseph Doolin. The other one, of course, is Kanga Comics, issue number 12. From summer of 1952. There's definitive on that. That's a Maurice Whitman cover. He's got a very cool pulp style. If you
Yeah.
remember the Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, the other issue I've showcased that I'm sending in to get CGC, same artist there, so
Yeah.
Maurice Whitman. So what I like to talk about is like that the fact that diving into the golden age is something that I like to do, of course, whenever possible. Finances permitting, of course. However,
course.
it can be a daunting and kind of murky thing, if you know what I'm saying. Now, it's a market reality, I think, that getting your hands on virtually any nice upper mid-grade or better copy of any Golden Age title is going to be a pricey endeavor, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Now, by upper mid-grade, I mean grade point-wise 7.75 copies. Now, for our purposes, I've kind of come up with a strategy of kind of looking at books that can be regularly snagged for in and around the $30 to $40 to $50 US range in the lower mid grades, and by that I mean 5s, 5.5s. The grades, I believe these two books that I'm featuring here are right now.
Yeah.
Now, in the case of these Sheena books and the related Jungle Fiction House books, there's a variety to choose from the early 1940s. The examples are cool, but I think the poses often seem static when compared to the slightly later examples. Now, between Jungle Comics, Jumbo Comics, Sheena, and a smattering of others, there are more than 300 examples to choose from.
Yeah.
Now, not all of them will be available all of the time because, well, Golden Age, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there always will seem to be a variety at a good con like the Fan Days December Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, choosing one was tough enough as there were so many amazing examples, but the two I picked up above are what I think are nice benchmarks for the upper echelon of these good covers. What I mean by that, they've got good depth and composition, they got bold colors and lines, and of course, beautiful women and tense action are all right there. Anyone who thinks that a well-conceived, well-rendered, sexy cover is a thing of just the modern age need only look at these two covers right here to know that that is decidedly not the case.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, all of the strength, beauty, and femininity of some of our most beloved female characters, like Wonder Woman, can be found in these awesome Jungle covers, and believe it or not, a majority of them can be gotten with some digging and luck rather inexpensively. I went full frugal MacDougal on these books. Yeah, they were both picked up from that veteran Michigan dealer Harley Yee, the only vendor at the con with quality Fiction House good girl covers for sale, and for sale at very attractive prices. They were priced at total $120 Canadian. That $20 seemed for like low-hanging fruit, so I decided to do.
For both of them,
Yeah,
as
for
in
both of them.
$60 each.
Since $60, well, they weren't $16.60. The Sheena was significantly more than the Kanga,
Yeah.
believe it or not, because hers is a more popular title. Yeah, but I picked them up full for $100 Canadian, which with current exchange rates is something under $70 US.
Wow.
Again, I chose that 5 to 5 thing. I said 30, 40, 50 bucks, no more. I got them both very attractively priced. Yeah. Now, the Kanga, the Overstreet price splits at the 6, 8, 9, and 9.2 price points are $42, $82, $121, and $160 US.
Nice.
The much more popular Sheena Queen of the Jungle, the price splits for that one at the 6, 8, 9, and 9.2 are $129, $271, $461, and $650 US.
Wow.
I think if Pressie's book could both be definitely 5.5s,
sure,
5.5s
yeah.
for sure. I paid a very reasonable price, and that's why it's leading me to think that I'll probably get these books slapped come the new year.
And those are
Nice.
the Overstreet prices you just gave.
Overstreet price guys from the latest 48th edition.
Wow, that's fantastic, and they're both from the 1950s. Jose, man, I just I love the fact you're bringing these in. I really should have tried to pick up at least 1 or 2 books myself.
He
Because,
didn't have the quality. He didn't have the quantity, but he definitely had the quality there,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
were priced very reasonably.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Now, I love the one on the left, the Kanga, but
Same
the one
here.
on the right, the Sheena,
Yeah.
is absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, well, the Kanga's got the classic girl in distress
Yeah,
bondage
yeah.
cover. She's not only gagged, she's
Yeah.
chained and tied. I mean, and Kanga's coming through there with his knife in his mouth like a pirate, man. It's just
Yeah.
a great action cover. What
Yeah.
can I say?
But they're both beautiful,
They're
yeah.
both beautiful books, and actually the Sheena is featured in that book I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, as far as the artwork of Joe Doolin there. Yeah, yeah.
And the white on that, I mean, I've got
there's
Amazing
some yellowing,
Spider-Man
yeah.
that is around that
Yeah.
same whiteness,
Yeah.
if you want to say
these are
shade
early
of
50s
white.
books from 50
or
and
yellowness
52
in it.
respectively. This is near the end of
Yeah.
the Fiction House. They would both go bankrupt with the Senate hearings in 56. So
Yeah, yeah.
This was towards the end where basically it split Sheena and Kanga
Yeah.
from the Jumbo and Jungle titles respectively, and giving
Yeah.
them their own kind of books.
Yeah.
But that was over, of course, several years.
Well, we're finishing with 2 books from the Golden Age.
Yeah, we actually did 3 total. That Black Hawk title
Yeah.
is a sweet, sweet
Oh, that's right.
cover book.
3
That's
books
right.
from the Golden Age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wow, so yeah, I can't think of any better way to finish it. Once again, sorry guys, apologize I didn't pick up any books. It was all Jose and Mike at the December con. But to be fair, I'm walking around, I'm taking pictures. Plus, I've got a lot of my friends there in the costuming club, you know, the 500 first. So I'm talking to people. I got so much going on, so I really don't have as much time when I'm at these larger events to
And the
shop.
longer these episodes are, the more editing you'll have to do.
You'll kill us with a poster or an autograph,
Something.
no doubt.
Usually, but not at DecemberCon. But anyways, that's it. That's it. We've gone on long enough. It's going to take me forever to edit these. So once again, guys, thanks for bringing in your books. And for those of you out there, hope you like watching it. Sorry to be so long-winded again, but if you like what we saw, leave the comments because we love reading them. And we will see you next time.
Hoi hoi.
Special guest Mike, yes, yes.